I want to start off the video by saying I truly did not want to have to do this. I hoped he wouldn't bring mine or Nalu's name up again, but sadly, I was mistaken. This person has caused me a lot of stress during when this first happened, and I am genuinely scared of him still to this day. But now he is throwing my name under the bus, for no reason than to stir up old drama that I thought was finally done a year ago. I am sorry that this video is going to be long, but I feel it has to be in order to make sure everything is explained and I am not missing any details that may be crucial to understand what happened between me and Nion. If anyone watching this video is unaware, there's a user by the name of Neon_the_fox on TikTok who has posted multiple parts explaining why he left the Blue Crew and what happened with Nalu's GoFundMe back in December. The first part of the video starts off with something between him and another user by the name of Panda Wubs that is involving rape allegations. I want to clarify that I have no involvement in this situation regarding the allegations. I don't know the people involved. I do know Panda, however, I have not spoken to him since June. This is a serious situation being talked about here that then turns into him explaining why he left the Blue Crew. Again, brings up rape allegations and turns it around on me, Pavi, and Nalu, as well as the Blue Crew itself, and why he left. Two completely different topics that were not related to the GoFundMe or the Blue Crew drama itself. Now, I know some people may be out of the loop on what the Blue Crew is, and I'll give a short summary on what it is to help better understand the situation and how it came to what it is today. The Blue Crew is a group of people who help host live streams and help fellow furries in need. They try to help people who need help raising money for things like surgeries, house bills due to COVID and loss of job, and more. It is a very nice group of people I have the privilege of knowing, like Pavi, who does everything she can to help the Blue Crew not die out after what happened with Nion. He left the group after what went down, and Pavi stepped up to not let the group fall apart and made sure she was not running it alone. She makes it very clear she doesn't like people thinking she's in charge when it is not just her but others as well. Now, at this point, I want to start off by showing screenshots of mine and Neon's conversation on Telegram that I took back on December 13th, as I had a feeling he was going to block me and delete the conversation, which is exactly what happened. I also managed to record all of our voice recordings as well, but I won't be playing those until the end of the video itself. Altogether, I have a little over 40 minutes worth of voice recordings between me and him, and I thought it would be best to have them all play in a row at the end of the video, along with me also having my final words and thoughts on everything. I will leave timestamps in the description as well for each screenshot that have a voice message shown in it. Something else that has now happened at the time of recording this video, on October 26, around 7:30 p.m. Eastern, Nion has taken down every TikTok regarding the situation and claims he made about all of us. Lucky for me, I recorded every TikTok made. I posted a tweet on Twitter an hour before this video went up with a link to an unlisted YouTube video showing all the TikToks he has posted in order. The reason behind this was to give context to what will be being talked about today, as well as making sure that Nion does not get away with the things he has done now. I think part of the reason he deleted his videos was because he knew mine was coming. Well, here it is. There is no running away from it anymore. Now, at this time, I was at MFF and had just come home after the con. Nalu was in need of an eye surgery that was costing around $8,000, and so a GoFundMe was made by the Blue Crew, aka Nion, who was the one that started it himself. I was talking to Nalu a bit while at MFF about what was happening and a message he had sent her. It was when I got home from the con that I had a good chance to go over and read it again. As you can see in the message here, Neon sends Nalu a message saying, "Remember the faces and names of those who were there for you, Nalu. We may need you one day." Now, the way I read this message was a bit strange. Our text can come across the wrong way sometimes. It is something I have always said, and why when I sent him the first message that started our conversation, I sent a voice message, so he could hear how I was feeling and how I wanted it to come across. So when I read this message here, I was skeptical. I thought that perhaps he did not have good intentions by making the GoFundMe for Nalu and her eye surgery, and that perhaps he was using it as a way to gain mine and hers friendship out of it and not being genuine when making it. Another concern me and Nalu had at the time was how the money was going to be going to her as well. So I told Nalu I would talk to him about it, as at the time me and Nalu were still together, and I was concerned about my partner and her surgery that was coming up. This is the screenshot here that shows the first message being a voice message, as again, I wanted to explain how I was feeling and thinking at the time for him to hear how I wanted to come out, not over text where it can come across the wrong way. In the recording, I went to say I never once accused him of possibly taking the money for himself, or say that he was doing it for clout and gain of our friendship. I expressed to him my concerns and how I was viewing things, and that I wanted to reach out to him about it, and just see what he has to say and nothing more. He then responded with a voice message himself, saying how he has glasses himself and he can barely see past his hands without his glasses. So as someone who is already visually impaired, he wanted to try and help save Nalu's vision as he didn't want to imagine her going blind when there was a way to prevent it. He wanted to say how he was sorry that I feel the way I do, and told me that he did get Nalu's PayPal and how he put his phone number down as GoFundMe needed one and he didn't think it mattered who numbers was down. He then tells me how he will remove Nalu off his social media if that's what it takes to prove that he is in it to help her and nothing more. He then goes on to say how she will be getting the money regardless on the 19th, as that is how GoFundMe works and he can't get it to her sooner, which is true. Any site that needs to process this amount of money will need time to send it out to anyone. I sent him a voice message back, saying how again I never accused him and wanted to make it clear that I was just concerned, hence why I reached out to him. I also said how he did not have to block or delete her off anything, as I believe he was doing this with good intentions. I explained to him how I was just concerned, had a few questions, and how with a large sum of money there was going to be questions asked, and I was simply wanting clarification on what was happening with the GoFundMe itself and know who was behind making it. I also apologized for making him upset, as that was never my intention when asking him about everything, as I simply wanted clarification on what was happening itself. After the voice message, he sent me a screenshot of his and Nala's conversation on Discord about payment and how things were working for the GoFundMe itself. He sends me another screenshot that I have blurred out information showing the amount at the time, and the email it was going to, and the name it was under, which was all Nalu's. With that, I sent a voice recording back once again, how I wanted to make sure he knew I never accused him of anything regarding taking the money itself, and that I am okay with him now, and that everything is good, and that I was just simply concerned. I apologized for making him upset, as I found he sounded frustrated and wanted to make sure that he was okay and understood we were good. After I sent my voice message, he sent me one back. He goes on to talk about the stream and when they hit the 8,000 mark and how everyone teared up. He sounded very shaky in this, and I was getting concerned as well if he was okay or not. He went on to say how people in the stream wanted to be able to do this every week and to get together, while also adding he was only in it to help Nalu and nothing else. He then went on to say how no one asked him to step up to do this, and how he did it himself to prove to anyone, no matter the size of following, anyone can stand up and help people. Which I agree with. Anyone can do anything to help anyone regardless of followers. After that, I sent a voice message back. I apologize again for if I hurt him in any way by contacting him about my concerns. I also added how with any sort of money this big that he was going to be asked these questions, and sadly that I was one of the people who were wanting to talk to him about my concerns. $8,000 is a big amount of money. I then apologized again for the misunderstanding and that I never wished to cause him any stress or hurt him. Now in the voice message he sent back, although long, doesn't have a whole lot said in it either that hasn't already been said before. He says he understands, and that he did have to show people the proof of the GoFundMe and their after fees situation with the money. He brings up how he expected too many people to trust him without reason and didn't expect to get all the questions asked of him. He goes on to say how tired he was and how he didn't know how GoFundMe worked until he did this for Nalu and had no idea about the fees and delays of getting the money as well. I sent him another one back, repeating what I've said before and how I was just concerned and wanted to talk it out with him more than anything. I explained to him how the fandom works and how you are going to get asked these questions no matter what. After this is when he sends me this next message. This is rather a disturbing one to me to this day and freaks me out more than anything. As can be read in the screenshot itself, he explains how a lesson is learned from all of this, but goes on to say, I did horrible things in the eyes of a lot of people to try and get that money. I sold photos of my body to put money towards the goal. Ha ha, but thanks. This is rather disturbing and something I did not need to know. And now that I do, it grosses me out. To go as far as to sell photos of your body to get money for a GoFundMe is insane and disturbing. It was not needed to be said to me at all when regarding the fundraiser for my girlfriend at the time. With this, Nion continues on about how he was getting asked questions about the GoFundMe and how it was affecting him. As can be read here as well, I sent a voice message back telling him that it was okay and that everything was good between us and I have nothing against him whatsoever. He wanted to even say himself, word for word, generally, I'm not upset with you. Like you said, it was bound to happen. Him admitting that at some point, he was going to be asked these questions regarding the GoFundMe and the money itself. I sent him a message back explaining how I was sorry if I came across that way, and that I was only concerned and wanted to make sure about a few things regarding the GoFundMe as well as saying, you're a good man. He then says I sound sick, which I was. Concrete hit hard after MFF, and I sounded like I was going through puberty. After that, he sent me a video of him and the others in a call during the live stream when they hit 8,000 goal and showing me how happy everyone was. After this, he went on to small talk, and then after I said, we can drop this, you're all good, no worries, he then goes on to rather be kind, saying that he liked my content and to have a good night, sending me a link of a video he was talking about that he likes as well. Now at this point, I need to take a moment to explain this. Yes, I made this tweet as can be seen. I never denied it either. I made very vague tweets basically saying that people shouldn't do something nice for someone else and expect something in return. I did this before I talked to him as well, which I will agree was bad on my part. However, it was a general post more than anything and was not directed towards him at all, and it could have been used for anything really. No one in the comments or anywhere else ever said that they thought it was about the GoFundMe whatsoever and just took it as a general vague post. Nothing more. However, he saw it and he was hurt by it, and I can understand why. I went on to say myself that yes, it had come from the situation we were talking about. However, it was not based fully on it and was more of a general post. I even offered to take it down if he wanted me to. He also shows the screenshot itself on a TikTok video as well. And now, this is the part he has happened to leave out of the conversation. At the very bottom, you can see he says, "Hey," and sends a sticker. You can see the bottom of the sticker here as well, with him also continuing on saying and telling me that it is okay, and he gets why I was skeptical, and he also stated in his TikTok saying word for word, "They saw me as skeptical, and who wouldn't?" in his part 2 video after his first part was released. After this, he goes on to talk about how the GoFundMe got reported and how my post was possibly the cause of it. The post I made also did not mention him, Nalu, GoFundMe, donations, or anything relating to this situation. That somehow it was the cause of the GoFundMe being reported. We later found out it was because the GoFundMe was named Nalu the Catfish's eyesight, but then had Nalu's real name down as the person getting the money, so GoFundMe itself flagged it. After that, I sent a message back as can be seen here, saying how basically accusing me of the reason the GoFundMe got reported is insane, and I brought up the fact that he said himself. People were already raising a brow about the whole GoFundMe before I contacted him before my post was ever made. He then claims to have proof of me admitting the tweet being about him, also saying that he didn't care and didn't blame me for anything, but how me vague tweeting about him could have been the cause of the GoFundMe being reported regardless. I then asked for where I added him at all, and where in any case it shows that the tweet was about him since I thought he was talking publicly that I did this. Instead, he sent a screenshot of when I admitted the tweet that had to do with the situation itself. Nothing was made public of me saying it was about him or the GoFundMe whatsoever, and no one, as far as I know, thought it was either and saw it more as a general and vague post. He goes on to say how he can do the math and how I am angry at him for trying to help, which is not the case at all. I truly never was mad at him until he started pointing fingers at me and started to paint me as the reason it was happening. After this, I started to record a message. I didn't want to type out anything out of anger and wanted to make sure that he heard it as I wanted to come across. As I stated in my first voice message I sent him at the start of this whole thing. I sent the voice message, and after that is when he sent me a message saying that he couldn't listen to it. After that, I deleted the voice message, and you can see the voice message I did send originally here in a screenshot Nion posted himself on TikTok. And then I started to re-record another, doing my best to make it shorter for him. I started off by saying that I was upset about when he sent me that he can do the math regarding the tweet and how I admitted that it had to do with him, which I then go over how I said it had to do with the situation itself, but was not fully about him directly and more as a general post. I apologize and that I was willing to take down the post if he wants me to, and I am sorry for hurting his feelings, and I understand why he was hurt as well. I then go on about how he blamed me for the reason the GoFundMe got reported since he sent a message himself saying that it could have been from my post, sending a screenshot of our conversation about the tweet again. I explained to him how it isn't my intention to tick him off and make him upset whatsoever, and how I never had a problem with him and just had a question I wanted to ask. That after I made the tweet, it gave me the thought of how I should message him and see what his intentions were to get to know what's going on. I finished off by saying I did my best to make it short and that I just want him to listen to the voice message itself and hear what I have to say. This is where I started to get a little bit ticked off myself. Watching with how he responded, how Nalu told him that stuff like this happens all the time with GoFundMe getting reported, backpedaling on what he said beforehand, and then sends me a message saying, but say it in a voice message so I can't get screenshots, which is also false information within itself. As proven in his TikToks, he had the ability to screenshot and screen record other people's voice messages, which he could have easily done with mine alone. When I saw that, it is when I finally had enough. This guy has toyed with me long enough, trying to make me feel as if it was my fault, and that I am the cause of my girlfriend at the time may not be getting the money needed for her surgery. At this point, I was done. I went and responded with a message here, saying how I already told him why I do voice messages and asking why he had to even take a screenshot anyways. I went on to say that I no longer want to talk to him and for him to leave me alone, and I didn't have a problem with him before, but that I might now. And this text may sound as if I am angry, and it sounds that way because I was. After that, he then said okay and sorry, and as soon as he sent his last message there, he blocked me. Now at this point, I want to ask the question. Was I in the wrong for being concerned and wanting answers to questions? To this day, I will say I can understand why he was upset by them. However, when hosting a GoFundMe with a large amount of money, you're going to get asked these sort of questions and going to have to respond to them. It's the harsh truth when doing any sort of fundraiser, sadly. After all this, not long after, I received a Twitter DM from someone that I don't wish to name as I don't believe it will do any good by doing so. I sadly do not have any screenshots for this portion of the video as the account was deleted and I didn't think to take screenshots at the time of mine and his DMs. When he messaged me, he went on to say how Nion went into the Blue Crew Discord server at the time, saying that I blocked him and was accusing him of stealing the money, and how I was being cold and rude towards him, and how my tweet has sent my fans to attack him. I want to say this now. Not once did Nion ever come to me about mine or Nalu's fans attacking him, as he claims he did in part 3 of his video in the first part, as shown in my screenshots as well. I also never had anyone comment or DM me asking if it had to do with the GoFundMe whatsoever, which leads me to believe that what he says here in this video are false. He claims I simply just didn't like him and that I did nothing with this. I went ahead and showed this person who messaged me on Twitter the screenshots I had from there, and he added me to the Blue Crew server where I went and joined a call with him, a few others, and Pavi, aka Cindermoon at the time. From there on in the call with everyone, I went ahead and showed the screenshots I had shown here today, explaining what happened and even showing them the voice recordings as well. They agreed that what I showed them did not match up with what Nion was saying about me and what he claims I did to him in our DMs. After this, Nion soon unblocked me and started a new conversation with me where he says he's going to fix everything and wanting to add an additional $100 to the GoFundMe for taking the fees and how he wanted to start over. He then also apologized for everything and asked how I was doing. I wasn't wanting to deal with him still at this point. However, I responded and said I wanted the GoFundMe taken down as it passed its goal at this point and he was at work when it happened. I also want to say I never once, as shown in the past messages, asked him to put any money down at all. This is him himself saying this to me without asking or saying he should do this. I continued on and went about how I still don't want to talk to him after he came and accused me of things when we were all good in the beginning and blocking me afterwards. As shown here, I also said how I was thankful for what he did for Nalu even after what he'd done and said about me. With that, he then came back and went on saying how he wants no bad blood between us and wants me to forgive him for what he has done, and how we don't have to be friends, but wants to try and see if we could be, and how he wants to apologize and start over. After that, I went ahead and typed out this message here, telling him that I have no problem forgiving and putting it behind us, but how I do not wish to be friends with him after this. I want to say how I am not obligated to be friends, nor do I have to be. I can pick and choose my friends as I please, and after all he had done and said behind my back, that had gone too far for me to want to be friends with him anymore. With that, he responded agreeing and saying he understood. However, then continued on about how I should get to know him more as a person, learn why he is the way he is, but sadly, I just can't. I could not bring myself to be friends with this person after everything, so I responded saying again how I do not wish to be friends with him again, and I am sorry at that as well. With that, he replied back saying I had nothing to be sorry for and that if I don't want to be his friends, I don't have to be his friend. He asked at the very least if I could talk to him and keep him updated on the GoFundMe as well. I responded with saying that I just want to know when it is closed down and nothing more. He then responded with, "You're a tough one," which is rather strange to respond with. At this point, I had enough. I was done talking to him and playing his game. I then responded by repeating what I said last time, and he said okay to that as well. Nion then sends me 2 voice messages, talking about how he just got home and that he was going to end the GoFundMe since it has passed its goal already. He then sent me 2 screenshots showing how much more it went over the goal as well. After that, he sends me another voice message, asking if I can check to see if it's still letting me donate as he was having problems ending it. I can confirm that this is true, as Pavi was in the call with Nion at the time having problems ending the GoFundMe as it kept glitching and not letting him end it. It wasn't him letting people donate more money. It was simply that he could not end it and that the site itself was being buggy. I sent him photos showing that it was still letting me donate and choose a payment method. He asked if I could try again, and when I did, it ended the GoFundMe and it was good. He then went on saying how exhausted he was from everyone asking him questions and calling him suspicious and also asking for Nala to check her emails when she can. I told him how I'd messaged her about it. Him then replying with how he was still confused on why it was still under review. I told him that she had already emailed them about it and not to worry about it. After that, he then sent me a voice message and he had sent to someone else as an apology to them, but forwarded it to me as an apology to me as well. He then offered to leave me alone if I wanted to, and that he will message Nalu about anything further related to the GoFundMe. I told him that she can't talk right now, of course, and that he can message me in the meantime about anything regarding the GoFundMe, but only about that and nothing more. He asked how she was doing, and I told him and she was okay. He then asked if I can keep him updated, and I agreed. I told him that she didn't have surgery that day, it was more of a preparation for what was going to happen. He thanked me for telling him, even though I didn't have to. Although I wanted nothing to do with him, I still knew he raised the money for her regardless of what he did afterwards. He then sent me a TikTok that made explaining what happened with the GoFundMe and why it was reported and under review, and how it was because of the name confusion GoFundMe had picked up on, and that it was, in fact, not my tweet that caused it. He messaged me for the last time, telling me that everything was now over and that I am free to not talk to him again. And with that, I didn't. I read it and left it at that. I never have talked to him since December 15th, 2019, almost a year ago. After that, for almost a year, I never talked to him, nor did I want to. I was done and I moved on like we agreed upon a year ago. However, here we are again, bringing it back up, expecting me to apologize and admit to what I did. As can be seen in these screenshots shown, there was nothing for me to apologize for, as I believe I had every right to send him the first voice message and ask him the questions I did. This was my girlfriend at the time, and I was concerned about what was happening with the GoFundMe and wanted to get answers for myself with her permission. Now, with all this out of the way, there's one last thing I want to touch on before showing any of the voice messages. Nion made a video showing how Nalu had apologized to him, which she did. She did this in the sense of wanting the drama to be over and to no longer be a part of it. That is why she apologized, to simply move away from all of it and not be a part of it. With that, he took it and used it against me and Pavi, while also making videos afterwards saying how Nalu should have to make videos saying how Pavi had lied and show how sorry she really was. She did not do that, nor will she. She wanted out of the situation and she saw apologizing as a way out. Instead, he tried to use it to pin it against her in order for her to try and make a video to show that me and Pavi were not apologizing, which I won't. He brought it upon himself, sadly, and he chose to make these videos and to go down this road of lies and manipulate while twisting our words. Something new that came up as of October 26, where he released a new video screen recordings of Nalu's apology of her crying. This hit a new low. We already knew she apologized, and yet here he is claiming he has more screenshots and everything. However, still at this moment has decided to show none of them whatsoever. Something he also twisted was Nalu saying, "I'm sorry people came after you." And he took it and then went on to say, "Can't fake Nalu's voice, admitting that people came after me." Which, no. That's twisting people's words right there. She apologized for people coming after you told her people were. This isn't admitting to people coming after you. This is apologizing for the fact that people came after you. Something I want to play now is a voice recording from Nalu herself. And in the great words of Nion, cannot be faked.
Bro, that was meant to be private. I don't want my fucking crying to be out there. Like, anyway, yeah, I apologize just to get this to stop. Like, I'm so done with this shit. Like, I just want it to be over. I'm done with this drama. I'm done. I just wanted it to be over.
So now it's on to the voice messages. We'll be playing them in order from first one to the last one. In the first recording, I was in a call with Nalu when recording it, hence why you can hear me and her talk every now and again. After that, I then left the call, muted my mic, and played them from there one by one. You may also hear a sudden silence from the recording when talking about people. Some people were named in it who do not wish to be involved in this situation itself, and so I took it upon myself to blur out their names for their own privacy. I also want to point out that now and again the voice messages will cut out. However, you can watch and see how it literally goes second by second and maybe at most misses a single second of the voice recording itself. It is simply OBS sometimes skipping over the video itself. Hello. So, as you can tell, this is a re-recording of the first message I sent Nion. The reason it is being re-recorded is because if you can look here, the file, for some reason, is completely corrupted. And, I can hit property, and it just does not show a file, whatever, like, doesn't show anything. So, For that reason, I am able to open it here to play it, so I'm going to re-record it so I have it as an actual video file and not as a weird glitch file. So, time to mute and do this.
Hi, I am so sorry to bother you. Also, I'm sorry if I sound really dead right now. I think I'm a little sick now. I think I got Concrete. I just got back from MFF. I'm hoping you know who I am. I'm Nell's girlfriend, Happy. I just wanted to contact you just because me and her both had a few little concerns. Nothing major, and we're not like accusing you of anything either. We're just a little bit concerned about a few things with the GoFundMe. As far as I know, the money is directed towards your PayPal or whatever payment, the deposit you put down basically for the money to go to, which I'm assuming isn't Nalu's. I'm assuming it is yours because she says she didn't give you any of hers or anything. So I just want to ask that question as well. The other thing I do want to bring up, and again, this is not me like saying you did this or accusing you or pointing out accusations. It's just a simple question. We're just a little bit concerned. So she did show me a message or two that you sent her that raised a few eyebrows for both of us. And we're just a little bit concerned about your intentions with the GoFundMe. Now, of course, like we are both very grateful that you even started the GoFundMe and you were willing to help her. But we want to make sure that you did it for the right reasons as well. So from the messages that I have seen, it kind of like you were like, I kind of like want to be friends with you guys, and like I want to get to know you guys a little bit more. But the way it came off, and again, it could just because it's a text message, could have came off the wrong way. It just looked like you made the GoFundMe in the intentions of being Nalu's friend or being my friend in the process.
Oh my god, it's still
And
going.
again, it's a text message, so it could have definitely came off the wrong way. But again, it's the reason why I'm contacting you, because I just wanted like some clarifications on a few things, because we're both a little concerned about a few things, and we just want some clarification on it, make sure like the money is actually going towards Nalu by Thursday or Friday, whenever it can get there, and that this isn't just some sort of scam. Which again, no accusations, not accusing, but with any large amount of money like this, like there's bound to be questions that want to be asked and want some answers to, of course. And again, we want to make sure that you actually did this out of the intention of helping Nalu and not just doing it out of, also helping Nalu, but gain for yourself, in which case being like, say, oh, I did this amazing thing for you, Nalu, now you have to be my friend. And again, I'm not saying that what that is. I'm just stressing my concerns about it, and mine and Nalu's concerns about it. Please don't get mad at her or anything for showing me the text. Like she was just a little bit concerned and she just wanted my opinion on it. And I told her, I said, like, like I said, I'll talk to him about it and I'll just see what's happening. That's why I just wanted to contact you and also introduce myself. So I am Happy. I probably sound like a boy, I swear. I sound like I'm going through puberty. I'm not. I'm just literally dying. I just came back from MFF and I lost
How
my
long
voice
did I
there.
make this?
Now
I was
I'm
a minute
actually
left.
sick, so it's not helping.
Oh
Sorry,
my
this
god.
message is really, really long. It wasn't intentional. I just want to make sure I got my point across. That again, not accusing you, not putting out any accusations, not trying to come across rude or anything. Which is why, hence why I did a voice message. I always find it like kind of tells what the person's actually meaning when they say stuff, so it doesn't come off the wrong way. I just want to see like what your intentions were with making the GoFundMe, if it truly was to help Nalu, and 100% guaranteeing that the money is actually going to go toward Nalu for her surgery Friday or not. Just want to clarify on a few things, of course. And if you don't feel comfortable telling me these kinds of details or anything, you can definitely contact Nalu about it. No doubt about it. I just told her that I had a few concerns. I wanted to contact you, so please don't get mad at her for her giving me your telegram as well. But yeah, you can reply to me whenever you want to, or you can reply to Nalu. Not a big deal. If you don't feel comfortable telling me about it, you can by all means go to her. Not a big deal. I just wanted to stress my concerns about it and just see if I could like kind of talk to you about the whole GoFundMe thing itself in general. Thank you. Sorry, this is so long of a voice message. This is so bad of me. I always do this. But yeah, just get back to me when you can. And again, if you're not comfortable with it, just let me know, and you can definitely contact Nalu. Okay, bye boy.
I'm not gonna lie, I saw the timestamp on 4 minutes and 45 seconds, and for some reason something clicked in my head where I'm talking to a friend. I'm actually talking to one of the people that was in the live stream helping me in Discord, and she was there. She was there when we hit the $8,000 mark, and she saw every single one of us light up. And I mean, like, of course, it makes me feel like shit, for something like that to be brought up, and like I can't be angry because obvious, like it's popped up in my head too. It has. It's popped up in my head. I guess it just hurts like being said out loud. Um, but of course, like people were bound to think like, oh, this is it's for clout. It's for something along those lines. And I think I've told Nalu. I've definitely told Aztec. I've told like everyone. Like I worked so hard just to try and get the attention of other furs, so maybe we can help raise awareness for this because yeah, like it's if you've seen any of my videos, I wear glasses. It's a personal fear of mine to like the idea of going blind. If I take off my glasses, it's like I can't see past my hands. So I saw this and thought, this is someone who may not be able to see their lover ever again. If you absolutely, if there's some like part of your brain that tells you like, oh, there's some weird intentions behind it or something like that, I can point you to the telegrams of every single person that helped us out, and they'll give you their personal opinion on me as a as a person. Um, I'm sorry you think that way. Uh, Nalu did give me her PayPal information. Yes, GoFundMe did ask for a phone number, but I could use mine. There was like I wasn't aware of that. I was just like, wait, hold on, let me see if I can do this because it was asking for a confirmation number. That's all it wanted, and I didn't know if I had to use mine or if I had to use hers because I knew she was getting the money. So of course, like I asked that question. Then it asked, for a first name, not now. Then it asked for a first name and last name and an email. Because she has to withdraw this. I can send you screenshots of literally everything right now. I guess it's just upsetting because I sat here after the live stream ended and with like 9 other furs, um, all of us. I mean, like Aztec the Wolf, Dracaris, Grinsome, Ark in the Monokit. Uh, it, it was a lot of people. It was so many people who worked to get that money, and look, I'll remove her. Like I'll remove her from like literally every social media if that's what it takes to prove, I guess. Even though I can't believe that I have to say that this is what it that's not what it was about, and I guess I'm just genuinely shocked. But yeah, she's getting that money. She's getting the money on the 19th, and I'm sorry that I couldn't get it to her sooner. But that's just how GoFundMe works. I've literally never used GoFundMe before, so I was panicking myself, trying to think like, oh, how can I possibly get this to her as fast as possible? And again, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that didn't work out. But yeah.
Okay, so I do want to put it out there that again, man, I never accused you, never anything. I wasn't putting in that way. I'm sorry if it came across that way. I thought I put it in the right way. I thought I said I thought I said in the voice message I didn't accuse you. No accusations, nothing at all. Again, like I said, a text message can come off the wrong way, which is again why I just wanted to contact you and just do a voice message. That way we can actually hear each other and understand what we're saying in the context we're saying. And while text message, you can't see that. So just to clarify, you said you have Nalu's PayPal. So Nalu's PayPal is under the GoFundMe, in which case it goes straight to her, or is it going to you that you would then have to send to her? That was one of my main questions there. What was the other one? Again, like, you don't have to delete or anything. We were just a little bit concerned again, and just that the text might just came off the wrong way. I just want to make sure you weren't doing it for the wrong intentions of like being like, I helped this person out, I did this, now they have to be my friend. I just want to make sure that wasn't the intention you were going under, in which case, by the sounds of it, it's not. But again, I need to be sure, she needs to be sure. We were just both concerned, and we just both wanted to make sure about it. So does she know it's coming the 19th? Because as far as I know from the text, it showed Thursday, which I think we were both thinking tomorrow, Thursday. But by the sounds of it, you're talking about next week, Thursday, which, I mean, it's fine. I just want to make sure of it, because I think we were both looking at Thursday, as in the 12th Thursday, not the 19th. Because I literally just talked to her in voice message too, and by the sounds of both of us, we both were assuming that it was the 12th, because I was like, make sure like you get the money by 12th. I said, if not, then it's going to raise concern or something. And again, that was just us, like, we were accusing you, no, nothing. It's just, again, with any large amount of money that someone is raising up for someone, there's going to be concerns. There's going to be questions that want to be asked and want answers to, no doubt about it. So I'll let her know it's coming the 19th then. And again, just clarify with me or with her that her PayPal is under the GoFundMe, in which case it's going straight to her, or is it going to you and then going to her, which isn't a big deal. I just want to double check on that as well. Again, it's nothing to get upset or like mad or anything about. Like, I understand your frustrations with it, and again, I'm sorry if this frustrated you or made you upset. That wasn't my intention behind it. I just wanted to clarify a few things with you, make sure everything was okay. Again, no accusations, not accusing you or anything of anything. I just need to be sure. Knowledge just needs to be sure, because again, it is a lot of money, and it is helping her, which is why it's why we were both concerned about it. But yeah, just let me know about those few details if you can. I'm gonna send her a quick voice message right now. Just to let her know it's not coming out tomorrow. Thursday is next Thursday. But yeah, just get back to me when you can. Okay, so I'm putting it out there right now. Again, I want to make sure you get this, and I'm not meaning this in a rude way, but it might come off a little rude, because I'm sorry, but I'm just saying, I never once accused you. I never once made accusations. Again, if someone did this for you or anything, I'm sure there would be questions and you would need answers, as that's how I felt, and that's how Nalu felt. I didn't realize it was coming up the 19th. I honestly didn't even see in the screenshot until you sent me the message right after that saying it says it's coming up the 19th. I had to go back in the screenshots and look at it. I didn't see it. I only saw the Telegram voice message where you said Thursday, so we both assumed this Thursday. I don't think she saw the 19th. I don't think she saw the date on it. Which again, like, as I said, this could just be common misconception or not coming off clearly in a text, which is again why I'm doing a voice message. Again, I never once accused you, no accusations, no nothing. I didn't need the screenshots, as I said. I didn't need the proof. You can send them to Nalu if you want to. I'm okay with it. I just wanted to be sure. All I needed was a yes or no, and we're good. And you could have just sent the proof to Nalu. Like, it's all good, dude. You're fine. I just need to be sure. It's nothing to get upset about, frustrated, or anything, because no offense, and I'm not meaning this an offense at all. You sounded a little frustrated or mad in your voice message, and I didn't mean to make you mad or frustrated or upset. I simply just, again, it's a large amount of money. I want to make sure it's going to her and not somewhere else. And that's all. I just wanted to make sure.
She wasn't really like she wasn't really there. She wasn't there for like when we hit the $8,000 goal. There were people tearing up. Like there were so many people that were happy that that this community we could come together and do something so big for someone who desperately needed it. And we were all so happy with each other that literally all of us, and I mean everyone, Luca, Aaron, Dracaris, Arkin, Aztec, we sat down and we were so happy with each other that we had decided that maybe like once a week we can do this. We can just get together and talk, and we can be like, it wasn't about just Nala. Like sure it came down to helping her. Yeah. But it was about what the community could do for anyone. And I think that was the point that I was trying to prove, is that yeah, I was the one that stood up and decided to do something. But the point that I was trying to prove is that anyone could, and that it didn't have to be me. And I'm kind of sorry that it was.
Okay, and again, I'm not meaning to come off as rude, and I'm sorry if that's how it's coming off as. I understand you're hurt, no doubt about it, but you also have to understand these questions are going to be asked. And like that's why I wanted to double check, because I also didn't have the full story. I only saw the Telegram messages, not the Discord ones. And hence why I told Nalu like I wanted to contact you and just like see like what was happening with it, make sure she was getting the direct like the money was going directly towards her and everything. All I wanted to do. I didn't mean to frustrate you, didn't mean to make you upset or hurt, but these questions were gonna be asked, and that's why I just wanted to ask them now before anything.
No, I get it. I get it. And it did. It went through my mind. Of course, it went through my mind. Like there were people in my own Discord asking, "Where is Neon? Like, why didn't he get into the chat after the live stream? What is he doing?" And people didn't understand like the difference in numbers. Like, why was there automatically $400 missing from the GoFundMe? And then it's because GoFundMe, like, it tells you whenever you use it as well that they take a fee. They take a fee, and like that's how they keep the site running. And it went from 8,000 like 600 something to 8,200, and people did the math and they came to me and they were like, "Yeah, you know what? You were right. We're sorry." But it's the idea that like for some reason like anyone would think that I understand why. Like, I understand why. I guess I just I asked for way too much trust to be put in my hands, like from other people, and I get why. I get why. It's because I'm new. You don't know me personally or anything. You know, it could have been everything could have been misconstrued for one thing or another, and I'm sorry. Like, I'm genuinely sorry. She is getting the money. Nalu is getting the money. Like, that's it. Um, and that's the end of it. Like, there's nothing more to it other than that. But here's the truth, though. I work a job that I fucking hate. I literally stare at a wall all day. And I work through my lunch hours just to try and get overtime because I don't get paid enough. I don't get paid enough at all. And I barely saved up enough recently to be able to buy my first partial. I've got family members already hounding me for money. And then I would come home. I'd come home and it's an hour drive from, my home to work as it is. And I'd come back and immediately I'm asked, are you doing a live stream? Of course I'm doing a live stream. Like, are you kidding me? Yes. Yes, I'm doing a live stream. I'm doing everything I can to raise money. And I'd stayed up till 12 a.m. like every day and only getting like if I'm lucky, 5.5 hours of sleep every day. And I'm exhausted. I'm so tired. I'm beyond tired. And I didn't mean, like, I understand your concern. Like, if you didn't, there was no reason for, like, anyone to trust me. And I wanted to get her that money sooner. Again, like, I've never used GoFundMe before, so I didn't know how long it would take for the money to go through. Even if I had attempted to put it into my account and then quickly transfer it within a day, between PayPals, it still would have taken until the 19th. And then longer, because PayPal takes at least one day to transfer. So I'm sorry. And I'm not showing these to anyone, by the way. I'll be the first person to destroy myself for someone else. I promise.
Dude, again, you are fine. Do not worry about it. You are okay. Again, I just wanted to clarify a few things that me and Nelly were not clear about, which is why I just wanted to make sure like everything was okay. Literally, don't worry about it. As we just want to make sure the money was directly going towards her, and that we want to make sure you weren't doing this for another reason. And so here's something. I'm going to teach you a lesson. I'm pretty sure you're probably older than me. So when you're in this fandom, no matter what, people are going to come at you, and people are going to not either accuse you or maybe accuse you or just ask you simple questions being like, so is this really the reason you're doing, or is this not the reason you're doing? Like, no matter what, especially the furry fandom, when you do a GoFundMe, you're going to get these type of things. In the furry fandom itself, you're going to get questions and that you're going to need to answer at some point, no matter what. I have gotten them before. I never done GoFundMe, but I have definitely gotten, like, questions before and everything about, say, like, my suit. And, like, I've gotten questions of, like, oh my god, like, you're a mersuiter or something. Or, like, and, like, they're definitely not terrible questions, but, like, I mean, they can hurt being like, oh my god, someone thinks that of me. No matter what, you're going to get questions sometimes like that. And you have to realize that you've done nothing wrong to get them. And I realize that now. But again, it's just questions that people were going to have to ask. And that's why I was just concerned for my girlfriend. I simply wanted to ask and make sure everything was according to plan and, like, nothing fishy or anything was going to happen. Because, again, I don't know you. And that's the problem, is that when you don't know someone, you don't know what they're capable of. Even friends that I have known, they have done things tricky. So, like, that's why, for me, trust-wise, I don't trust a lot of people. Again, hence why I just wanted to ask questions, because I didn't know you at all. And so, from my point of view, like, I didn't know you. I just wanted to ask a few questions, and that's it. So, again, dude, you're 100% fine. Don't worry about it. I just want to make sure everything was in order, which it is. Like, do not worry at all. You are good. Like, just try not to get upset over it. Just remember that in the future, anything like this, like donation-wise or just anything to help someone out, you are going to get asked the hard questions and you're going to have to answer them. And you just gotta, like, learn from it, I guess. In the meantime, you just gotta learn and grow from it. Again, dude, you're fine. You don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to explain anything. You are okay. Do not worry about it. There is nothing wrong with asking people how their day is or anything. There's nothing wrong with that. The reason me and Nala raised the brow was because it's like, I want to get to know you more, Lalu. I want to get to know you more because I've done this for you. It's like kind of that kind of stuff that kind of stuck out to us a little bit. And again, it just might have been misconstrued because it was a text message, which is why I'm telling you now, let's just drop it. It's all good. Do not worry about it. Everything I had to ask was answered. I don't need anything more, dude. You're okay. Like, just calm down. Calm down, watch some TV or something. Like, you're good. Do not worry about it. Okay. First of all, I want to say I'm not angry. I would say I'm a little ticked off, but I'm not angry per se. I'm going to try and make this as calming as a voice message as I can, though I will say I was definitely a little upset with what you sent me. So first of all, you sending me the screenshot saying I can do math halfy, why are you so angry at me for trying to help, and apparently it's your proof of me saying it was about you. First of all, even that text even says, yes, it had to do with what we were talking about yesterday, but not fully about you, but more as a general post. So first of all, that's not proof of me saying it was completely about you. It literally is me saying that it's a post that was based off the situation, but was made into a general post altogether. So it was not directly at you. So I'm sorry if you felt that way. I can take down the post, no problem. Second of all, for you to say that you did not blame me, but yet literally message me saying someone, not sure who, maybe reported the GoFundMe because of those posts, while you also literally just sent me screenshots of my posts. That's almost directly blaming me, not gonna lie. So I think that's what had me ticked off. And I understand I made you upset last night, and apparently I'm making you upset right now, and that is not my intentions whatsoever. And I never had a problem with you. I had questions, and that was it. I never once had a problem with you. I made that post before we even talked. And that's what the post, when I made that post, is then what made me want to actually go and talk to you, because I'm like, maybe I should talk to this person. But now for you to be sending me these things is a little bit weird and insulting. And I'm sorry, I just saw your text now saying you said short, dude. I'm trying, but there's no good way to make this short without explaining everything, without you getting the wrong idea with me not explaining it enough. This is it being as short as it's gonna get. I'm just gonna leave it at this, and I'm just gonna let you listen to it then and just have fun with it.
Hey, I just got home and just wanted to let you know that I'm going to check on the account right now. So anyway, just thought I'd let you know. Okay, so some good news. Apparently, if you just withdraw the money and people keep donating, it just continuously racks up. So I don't have to actually reset any of the information whatsoever. So now the amount that Nalu would have gotten was like 8,200 something, and now it's sitting at 8,438. And so yeah, I didn't have to update anything apparently. All I have to do is stop the donations now. So yeah. I just have a quick favor to ask, because like I just need to know like what it's like from. Oh God, I don't know why. Like I can't word this. It's a simple conversation. Like it's a simple thing. Can you check the GoFundMe for me, please? And see if you can currently donate. I'm pretty sure I have deactivated it so you can't donate anymore. But now Nalu has like an additional, like, what is it? I don't know. I got They're 160 or something. I'm not really sure. Um, anyway, I'd greatly appreciate it. It was just a lot of build up from 8 days with like 5 hours of sleep and people asking me questions, and I'm sorry. Like, I know there's no reason for you to want to forgive me, and I realize that I do for some, like, not even for some reason. I do realize that I look suspicious as all hell, but that's her information. Like, I didn't know her real name until now, obviously. Um, she got more money out of it, like 160 or so dollars more. I finally got it to turn off. Uh, I had to show Cinder like my shared screen on my computer to prove that I'm not fucking insane. That like I thought I was going crazy because for some reason I could not get that button to go off. Every time I refreshed the page, it would keep checking the damn box to keep the donation button open, and all I wanted to do was help somebody. And I'll be there. Like I'll be here in the future. And if anybody ever needs help, I'll gladly help. But I don't think that I can ever lead the charge on another fundraiser after all this. It was just way too stressful. And I get that that's a hard thing to do. Like, you can't just like put so much faith and like hope in a person nowadays with like how people are. I just like I get it. I just wanted to say I'm sorry. And like I gotta hope that, you don't hate me or something.
I know that was long, but everything lines up. The time frame matches with the screenshots I show and everything that I have said in the video talking about the voice messages themselves. Nion has claimed to have these, and screenshots proving that I accused him of something, but yet he has not shown it. One of my friends who has already seen the screenshots wants to try and see if he can get Nion to show any screenshots he claims to have. However, in his response video to Scout's comment on one of his TikToks, Nion goes on about how we have not shown anything yet because we do not have it according to him. He then says himself, "It doesn't matter," and shows nothing, proving that along with my stuff, he does not have it because it did not happen the way he said it did. He makes a video after that one saying that I have had 2 days to upload a video to make something in response. I made a post on Twitter already at this time saying that I was coming up with a video sometime this week, but that I needed time. The reason for that was because I wanted to organize everything, make sure that they were in the right order, to make sure that I was not missing any key details within this. I did not want to fly off the handle and post video after video without making sure I knew what was going to say first. I am also in college at the moment and working on the days that I am off from school, so time can sometimes be limited. I took the time to get everything in order and to tell the story as it went and nothing more. Him thinking I need to admit to what I have done is still baffling to me. Him thinking that I have nothing and that I was going to deny it without proof is rather laughable. Because here we are, with everything. It's why I made this drawing here, to show that I am here, not hiding, and sitting tall with my head raised high, and that I am not going to let someone talk badly about me and my friends without showing everything he has not. And now for my final words on all of this. There is no reason whatsoever for Nion to bring this up. Me and him agreed almost a year ago to move on, and yet here we are, him dragging my name through the mud to make it sound as if I am some horrible person who accused him of something when I never did. I asked questions. To paint me as another popular furry who doesn't show their true colors. Someone who is only friends with other popular furries who apparently team up against smaller creators. That is not the case. I choose my friends based on them, not their following. I happen to be friends with some furries who don't even have a Twitter or Instagram. People that don't even have fursuits or a following, because it doesn't matter to me when making friends. And yes, I am friends with people with a following, of course. And it did happen to come from both of us having a following and us meeting by noticing one another. However, that doesn't mean I am friends with every popular furry because of it. I choose my friends based on the person they are and nothing more. Numbers or not, suit or not, it's only based on the person they are. Period. Now as for Nion, all I can sadly say to you is that I hope you hear this. Re-listen to what was said. See what was said. See the things you said to me and think to yourself about what truly happened and why we were not friends. I know you believed I had nothing from our conversation after you deleted it. But yet here we are. I have no problem showing our whole conversation, unlike you, when people ask for more proof. I have nothing to hide. I have nothing more to say to you, and I do not wish to talk to you still, even after this. I want you to simply stop and leave me, Nalu, and Pavi alone. This isn't a game like you claimed it to be at the end of your Part 6 video where you said, "Checkmate, you lost." This is not a game. This is real life and nothing more. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.